As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Dawn. But Gilbert with the Crystal and Gilbert show.
Okay.
Gilbert is out of town right now.
Crystal, Gilbert, and Dawn.
Oh, there you go.
See, it even rhymes. Crystal, Gilbert, and Dawn.
So, you know, Dawn is my guest co-host until Gilbert gets back, but she's actually going to be on the show a lot more.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Crystal, Gilbert, and Dawn show.
So there you go. It's prophecy. So it worked out perfectly. So we are here. It's Friday, June 8th.
Yes, it is.
And we're excited. And today, before we move on into the show, we're saluting dads.
Yes.
And today, honoring dads.
Yes, we are.
Their day is on Sunday. You know, they don't get the same kind of love.
Father's Day is here.
Yeah, right. They don't get the same kind of love mamas do. So
my father does.
Your daddy does? Okay, well, that's good. But before we carry on, I want to wish my brother's birthday is today, June 8th, and he left this earth when he was 35 years old, way too soon.
Wow.
And I miss him
Way
greatly.
too soon.
And so I want to wish him a happy birthday. And now he's there in heaven with my mama and my grandmother and my uncle. So he's in safe. He's in
a great place.
He's in a great
where
place.
all of us are striving to be.
Right. So well loved.
Yes.
But I do miss him. And so I just wanted to give homage to him today. And wow, Don, how was your week?
My week has truly been exciting because I've been preparing for it today. Today, I'm having a fundraiser. Well, I'm not having a fundraiser. My church is having a fundraiser to support the homeless, to help raise enough money to get them haircuts and shaves and curls. So we're going to have our own salon thing at my church. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. So if you know someone who's in need, if you have a friend that's in need of some grooming, you'll be able to bring them by real soon. I'll give you the address maybe next week. But we're having a fundraiser. It is a Zumba fundraiser. DS Fitness, we're doing Zumba tonight.
Oh,
yes.
You're doing what I love to do.
It's going to be exciting. So if you're in the area, you have to join me at 3669 54th Street. In Los Angeles, California, the Mount Sinai Church in the Fellowship Hall is going to be exciting. Crystal will be in the building.
Crystal will be in the building because that's why what Crystal loves is Zumba.
Yes, but she loves working out too now.
Yeah, I do love working out.
She does.
And I'm going to say this, and I said this earlier before we got on the air, that I went to Zumba last night and I couldn't even I was having struggles.
Yeah.
Because you had worked our legs on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
Wednesday's leg day.
Wednesday is leg day. And I tell you, why is it such a delayed reaction?
Because that's what I want you to call me and let me know when you actually feel your workout. Some people feel it the very next day. Some people feel it 2 or 3 days from then. It's just what happens. It's the amount of time the acid begins to build up in your legs. Because you're so active, maybe that's why you don't feel it till a day or two later.
Okay.
But I just need you to stretch. You got to stretch.
Okay.
You can even do squats, slow squats, and kind of break up the acid the way we created it by doing. She did 100 squats, y'all.
Yeah,
we've been doing 100
boy.
squats for the last 3 weeks. And Crystal did 100. I'm so proud of my friend.
Yes, I did 100 squats. Wow. And then doing Zumba, there was more squatting.
Yes.
And so everywhere I turned around, there was squatting last week. Tennis squatting.
Yeah, I want you guys to know that Zumba is about having a party, but believe it or not, you're having so much fun, you actually forget you're working out. So in Zumba classes, it's kind of, you get to choreograph your own stuff. And I do not believe there's anyone that choreographs quite like me in the city.
No, I don't think so.
So tonight, we're going to squat. We're going to lunge. We're going to lift our legs up and march. We're going to be sassy. Unless there's some guys in the room. Man, don't be afraid to come out. Zumba was actually created by a man. His name is Petro. What's his last name?
But anyway. Baez.
Baez. Petro Baez. And he's absolutely fabulous and straight at the same time.
Right,
it's clear he loves women. But he's designed an incredible movement so that men and women can have a party and get in shape. So we're ditching the workout just for the day, and we're going to join the party at 7 o'clock, Mount Sinai Church, 3669 with Dawn Strozier.
And I am looking forward to it. Dawn, when I first came to York, because when I learned to do, I did Zumba in my own living room with all my videos and all my tapes and all that thing.
I'm just joking.
But I learned the steps. So I knew how to do the steps because I could.
Not my steps, because my steps are choreographed. She learned somebody else's steps.
Yeah, I learned.
When she came to me, I remember when you came to me, it was like teaching a kid to walk all over again. Her little legs was like.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, because one thing that you do that a lot of people don't do or don't say. I've seen where I take Zumba now. She's very animated as well, but you make sure that we are going over the top so that you can feel the burn.
Absolutely.
And then you get the real benefit. Because some people are not. Some people they just barely moving like this, right?
But we'll have
Zumba
we'll have a little Zumba Gold mixed in there because I am expecting some singers. It's going to be a great fellowship. We're going to fellowship and enjoy each other. We're going to do all levels of Zumba, all levels of fitness. We may even throw some line dancing, a little hip hop. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. So when I go home tonight, I'll get back into my workout clothes.
Yes.
I've become a workout clothes wearer. I'm in that
me
more
too.
than
I'm so sick of workout clothes. I started, this is what I recently started doing.
What?
Well, funny story, as of January, I said I'm getting dressed every day, even if I have nowhere to go. I'm just putting on some clothes because I need to see all this I've been working on, you know?
Right.
I wait till Sunday usually to see all this fabulousness. So I start putting on clothes every single day, right? Guess what happened?
What?
I start wearing sweats every day, including Sunday. I've been so out of it because I'm actually working on some new stuff that I'm like, Lord, you said come as you are. So today I'm getting up and I'm just going. I've been in sweats. And it's like I jinxed myself. And I'm upset about it. But, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We tend to be we're wearing the same clothes.
But I figured out you can at least wear some color, right?
Yeah, you can wear color.
So I started, because everybody knows I always wear black. And the conversation is Dawn, when are you going to stop mourning? Okay? Because every time you see me, I'm in black everything. So I put some color. And I got 3 dates in one day. I was like, maybe I'll see. I'll let you know. Everybody. It was a color.
Well, the other day, what was it, Wednesday? You had on a nice little a color-coordinated gray with shoes, and everybody was coming up remarking on how nice and color-coordinated you were.
Yes, and how cute. So I don't have to necessarily get dressed. Just put on some color. And eventually I'll get married. That's what all this is about.
That's what it's all about. But it's been great. My week has been great. I am now done with the program is not done, but I'm done with driving to Pomona to teach my students, although I'm going to miss them greatly.
Right.
But I'm starting my biz camp next Wednesday.
And I am one of your speakers.
You are one of my speakers, and we're so happy. And I've met all the kids.
Have you?
Fabulous. Oh, they're just wonderful. And some of the ideas that they have. One young man, we did our orientation. And this is the first year that we've been able to have the class and meet all the kids before we actually had the class.
Oh, that's great.
So we recruited, we got about 60-something kids now. Some of them have fallen out, so we still are looking for about 4 or 5 more, so we're going to fill those up. But 25 kids per class. And so it was cute yesterday. One of the young girls was there with her mom. We did an orientation on Thursday. So I asked her, I said, so are there any entrepreneurs in your family? And she goes, no. I don't know any entrepreneurs. So her mother says, your dad is an entrepreneur. He's a boxer, and he has his own organization, and he makes money at that. She goes, really? And then
this is going to be fun.
I know, it's going to be fun. So then she goes, and I'm an entrepreneur. She goes, what do you do? And her mother told her, she goes, oh, that was your business? And she thought she worked for somebody. And she goes, and your nana and your grandfather are also entrepreneurs. Wow. She goes, you need to talk to your people.
But the interesting thing is kids really don't know.
They don't know.
All they know is that their parents are making money. They don't know the value of money. They don't know how much money I remember one of my clients told me when her mother said she couldn't afford to take her for her 11th birthday to Shanghai Reds for 11th birthday. She says, just go to the ATM and go to that thing on the wall and push some buttons. The money will come out.
Right, that's
so
what
we have to teach our kids from scratch
what you do,
the value of money, let alone what an entrepreneur is.
Right, exactly. So that's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun, and then everybody, not everybody that's going to be mentoring. Some of them are working for companies, so that'll be great. But guess who's coming?
Who's coming?
Who's going to speak to the kids besides you? Norm Nixon is going to come there and talk to the kids about sports.
Awesome.
And I got somebody coming into that works for possibly maybe he, but maybe somebody else that's going to come from from Tesla to talk about robotics.
Okay.
And today I met with a guy that's e-commerce, and I got to share what he told me about what we can do, what I can do for the business zone, so you can do it for your thing as well. And he's all about e-commerce. I mean, the man just blew me away with some numbers he shared with me today on making money from your website and your podcast and your radio show, and not you sleep.
Okay.
I mean, he showed me the spreadsheet, because that's what spreadsheets are my thing.
Yeah.
This couple who have a food blog. On that food blog, they've been doing this for a couple of years, and they made net. This is after expenses, after paying themselves a salary of $140,000 between the two. But all their expenses, they made $66,000 in 1 month.
Oh, I believe it.
And so
I believe it. I've seen. I believe it.
Yeah. So he's going to show.
This, I believe God has that for both of us.
Yeah.
I believe that God has that in His plan before the foundations of the world. Don't make me preach the gospel of Christ. But I believe He ordained that for us.
Well, I'm glad He ordained that for us, because we're looking.
All we got to do is step in the foundation He already set.
Well, it already came to me. I mean, this guy reached out. I had talked to him a couple of years ago, and he reached out to me, and he said, "Can we meet?" And I said, "Wow, this week is so crazy, but I can meet with you before the show." And so they came, and so he had talked to me a couple of years ago. It's because it's a mobile app that he was talking to me about, but being able to build your own and only $25 a month and whatever. It just kind of, I'll explain to it. But when he came, he was, and I had told the young man that reached out to me that's one of the things I want to do is make sure that we monetize the business zone. But then he's talking about monetizing Crystal, the brand,
absolutely,
and the Bella Network, and the business zone, and RBD, and Gilbert, and Gilbert's product, and Don, and everybody that I know. We're gonna share this wealth,
absolutely,
and because everybody's gonna draw in their own.
Then we won't even need husbands.
No, we'll have our own
money.
We'll
stay single and rich.
And travel.
Single and rich.
We can go
with
on
all the money. Yes.
And travel to exotic.
Sorry, I'm not dating right now. I'm going to be in Paris by myself, just shopping.
Just shopping. So I'm going to share that. So God, He brings everything.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. He is. He brings it to you when you need it. So how was your show this week?
My show was excellent. Dr. Romeo Brooks was on the show, and we focused on just Men's Health Month. January is Men's Health Month, and we talked about our man and tried to encourage. We talked to our man to encourage them to take better care of their health, to go and get the exam. Stop being afraid.
Okay.
Because they show up in other areas of our life. They're there for us when we need them, right?
Right.
And but they don't go to the doctor,
so
that we can make sure they're there when they really need to be. So it was powerful. It was a powerful. If you know, he'll be on this show real soon.
Okay.
I was hoping he could come today. He is absolutely amazing. He wrote a book called The Body Code. And he says what our biggest problem is what we eat and what we drink.
Well, we talked about that.
What we eat and what we drink. Yeah,
remember we came down to the only thing we can do is juice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that food into our body at the cellular level so our cells can heal and our body can repair itself. Yeah, and getting enough sleep, which we don't do. But hey, God is good.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. He's working on us. But and that's great because our second guest today, she's here from Austin, Texas, and she works for the public health department.
All right.
And she has her own radio show.
Really?
And so she's going to talk about men's health. And she also I think her show for her show for the rest of the month is all about men
All
and
right.
taking care. Because you know what, as a female, I'm not much into doctors, but I am much into taking care of this
Right,
temple.
right.
But we tend to respond faster to our bodies getting out of line. I mean, I know when my body is something
Right.
going on weird that
Yeah.
shouldn't be going
Right.
on, and then I pay close attention. But I don't think men do that.
No,
I
men-
think they push back stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They see it and they know what's going on, but they're just afraid. For some reason, when it comes to going to the doctor, and I was trying to get Dr. Romeo Brooks to shed some light. Why are men afraid to go to doctor? Are the exams that bad? I know they're bad because, our exam was supposed to be bad. I had my first, when I had my first breast
Mammogram?
exam,
Oh, yeah, that's deep,
I was
wasn't it?
waiting I was like, is that it? I really thought it was going to be.
It was bad for me.
It was bad for you?
Oh, because I guess it depends on how well endowed you are.
So what you trying to say?
No, I'm not trying to say anything. I think you're perfect.
No, actually, I was about to say maybe because I'm so small.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the pressure of everything.
Yeah, but when you're little,
they have to smash it.
Yeah, when you're little
to the
curvy,
ground.
they smash it like
I'm
a pancake.
When
you're
because this is a
curvy.
radio show, Crystal's getting away with all kind of stuff today, but it's cool. Yeah, I
When
think
you're
that's it.
a little bit more
Yeah.
cup size,
That's it.
then they smash you to death, and you be going, okay, I wish you were a man, and you were
Right.
getting smashed to death.
But we need it.
Yeah, we
need
have
it.
to have-
We
we
can't
have
be
to do it.
afraid. And listen, let me tell you a story. I'll save it for the second half of the
Okay.
show.
Yeah,
I'll
because we
save
have
it
to
for the
talk about
second
that
half of the
because it's
show.
important.
It's important.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, and wow, I got some fantastic videos that I found just honoring black men and
Really?
being dads, and they're
Oh,
just
that's
so
awesome.
cute. There's so many cute ones out there. So at break time, we're going to run through them, so LeBron is going to play them, and they're
Okay.
just absolutely adorable. Because for me, I love, because it seems so natural for mothers to be with their children, right?
Right.
And not that you take that for granted, but that's just a natural thing. Hey, Candace, how are you? I was going to leave with pancakes. I thought I was going to leave with pancakes. Not sure what that means, but okay. Hi. Oh, wait a minute. You said several things. Hi, ladies. The wives have to take them. Me too. Mine's wasn't bad. And then she's just responding to what we were talking about. This is Candace Pilgrim Simmons that has the
awesome.
boutique down in
Okay.
Culver City. That
You told her I'm going to be calling her?
Yeah, she's gonna be
Okay.
calling you, Candace. So, Candace. So,
Crystal's friend. Alicia's friend.
Yeah, right. We've had several the breast
Yeah,
exam.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yes, you've been there. We went there right after the conference. Didn't you come?
Yes.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I went there. They had, oh, girl, you have to go to this.
Yes.
She has every now and then, and Candace, you can tell us when you're going to do this. These guys, it's called flip-flops and lemon drops.
Guys in flip-flops?
The guys
looking like
are
lemon drops?
They are, yes, they look like lemon drops, but
Jesus.
they
to
massage
fence.
your feet.
No, I can't have anybody touch my feet. These feet belong to the Lord. You can't. No, that's okay.
But they're handsome.
That's why they can't touch my feet. I ain't messing around with you, Krista.
She
No, I
said
teach Sunday school.
it's flip-flops and lemon drops
is
with
so
manly hands, and they massage your hands.
That is the cutest thing.
Yeah, I did that.
Flip-flops and lemon drops. But tell her I would not be coming.
Okay, she's not gonna come because she I don't know. Maybe we'll get her out there.
Put that on me for a second. No, thank you. I'm trying to live holy.
Yeah, right.
Ain't nobody touching my feet. I teach Sunday school.
But it was fun. So she does
that's
some
too
unique
cute.
stuff in her boutique
Trying to
for
get me caught up,
marketing.
Daryl.
I know she does some amazing stuff at All That and More boutique
Really?
because she does workshops and seminars, and maybe you can come in, and that's how she brings people.
Absolutely, because we're doing fitness and fashion. We're doing talking fitness and fashion because, let's be honest, it's all about the fashion, right? That's why we do this. That's why I'm at the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning working on my abs and my glutes. It's so I can look amazing in those clothes that you have over there.
I
so
know.
I'll be by.
She got some sexy
Absolutely.
pants with zippers straight down the back.
I ain't messing with you. Zippers down the back. Crystal, just stop where you were here.
Were you working out?
Zippers down the back, straight down the back of the pants. I don't wear anything with zippers.
Okay, all right, okay.
Straight down the back of the pants.
So you had a celebrity that you trained today? Can you talk about him?
Oh, my gosh. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll see the training that I had with nephew Tommy. So I trained a few people. God's just good. It has nothing to do with me. He just allowed me to meet folks so I can network and share the what? Share all your skills and make them help them build a better body.
Absolutely. So, build a body you want, right?
Yes. I had so much fun training with nephew Tom. It's not a surprise I've trained him before. But it was funny because he's living back and forth between LA and Atlanta. Uh-huh. And he said I was training down with this group and we was hitting these burpees and I was like, so show me the burpee you were hitting. And he touched his toes and came up and slapped his stomach and lifted his hands in the air. And I was like, I did it. He said, no, but you got to slap yourself in the stomach harder than that. And I'm like, okay, well, what does that do? So I had to introduce Tommy to the burpee.
Oh, and I know.
And he was like, oh, that's a burpee.
So I have experience.
He and I doing burpees. So it was just so much fun. But then he caught on. And if you go to my Instagram page at Dawn, D-A-W-N, Strozier, S-T-R-O-Z-I-E-R, you'll see the nephew right there getting it in. He hit burpees. He hit the battle ropes, 30 seconds. He did squat press. He ab work, in and out leg extensions. He worked hard. And I'll put up the next video tomorrow where he's running with either 15 or 20-pound weights, hitting some jump squats. He had a workout. He looked at me and he said, wow. I did real burpees today.
You did real burpees. And he wore you out because when we got there this morning, you were so tired, which was good for us.
No, it wasn't. Usually when I'm tired, I do a better workout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He wore me out, too, because I was carrying I'm a trainer, so I got to bring him the weights and carry the rope and all this stuff. It's like, but I'm a lady. But, hey, right now you're a trainer. I'm supposed to say, Tommy, grab the 20 pounds. Okay, go get them for me. Bring him here. Give him here. So putting the weights back up, as trainers, we get beat up as well. That's why it's important to make sure your body is in line. Hopefully we're going to get a chance to talk about that, one of our experts. That's why it's important for us to take care of our bodies. I got to get regular alignments. Because as a trainer, too, whether you're a star or not, I'm handing you the weights. I'm putting the weights back up. Right. So I get as worn out in training you. Uh-huh. I got to demonstrate exercises. And then I got to go train myself. So
when do you train yourself?
I train myself at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So before we all get there at 6 o'clock?
I do fasted cardio in the morning at a different gym.
Okay.
And then I get over to this gym and I train with you. And then I eat and I go back and I hit the weights. And then I do cardio again, maybe 30 minutes or so after my actual weight training class. Okay. Weight training exercise, yeah.
So on one of the pictures that I put blasted out last week, this guy, his name was Big Mike. I think it's Big Mike. And he goes, I know the young lady on the left. She's at Gold's Gym. She's at Crenshaw Gym. She had this gym. She had that gym. Yeah. So people know you're around the gyms.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know. But Don, I will say this. You embrace. And today I was watching... I think it was The View, and the young lady that plays, what is her name? She's an actress. She's on this new show called Claws. Normally, she plays a supporting actress, and she's a comedian.
Okay.
I think
I know exactly who you're talking about.
In fact, I think she's the one that introduced Sherry, that was on The View, to her husband, because she got married just before they did. Right. So... she was saying, so now she's playing in the show called Claws, and it's kind of a much more sexier role, and she's lost a lot of weight, so she's obviously working with an amazing trainer.
Okay.
And so she's now, so she was saying today on The View, she goes, when God puts you on this earth to do the work that you enjoy to do, but then there's something that you do that's the purpose for you being here. Yeah. And she goes, and when you can marry the purpose and the work together, then that's like an awesome experience.
They were actually married already. You just gotta operate in it.
You gotta operate.
Because my job, wherever I'm working, is that easy. Because ministry is about you just letting your light shine. It's not so much conversation. Ministry is that you see the way that I live, and you know. right? And then the opportunities I get to live in front of you in a way that honors God, then I get an opportunity to talk to you about who He is. Right. So it marries each other naturally with if you just do ministry where you're planted. Right. Because sometimes on our way to get to our purpose, on our way to get to what we really love to do, we got stops along the way that God wants to use for His glory. So I may not be where I see myself, if I can get there, that's where I'll be, that's my purpose. But that process along the way, you're supposed to be dropping seeds, plant and or water as you go through. Right. So, every stage is to be used for His glory.
But a lot of people don't know, right? Mm-hmm. They're not doing their purpose and their due.
Because it's married. You just got to do it.
You got to marry it.
Wherever you are.
And enjoy what you're doing because it is.
A friend of mine, it was so interesting. And you got to have this guy on your show. He was diagnosed with cancer. And out of nowhere, he's in amazing shape, cancer. And one of the worst forms of cancer you can have. It was a form of, if I'm not mistaken, pancreas cancer. Oh, yeah. Right?
Pancreatic cancer is very deadly.
And they said that there's a point when the insides of you are black. Mm-hmm. They told him you may end up having to have a catheter. Mm-hmm. You may end up having to urinate outside of a bag. Mm-hmm. When he got to the hospital, they told him how bad it was when he got ready for surgery. He said, no. And then he was like, when we want to prepare you, we may have to go in and this may have to come out. When you may have to learn how to walk again after this thing is over. And he was sitting there thinking, God, why? And then one of the nurse came in, and she was evil as can be. Mm-hmm. And then by the time his surgery was over, she was probably the nicest nurse out of all of them, right?
Wow.
And then when it was over, the doctor came in and said, I'd never seen anything like it before. Obviously, there was a black spot. It was black, completely black, and they called it a burnt spot. I have all the terminology wrong, but what I'm trying to tell you is they were supposed to do this and they were supposed to do that. He said, they told him, you are a living miracle. I don't know how you're not walking out of here without a bag and a stent and all this, right? And he said, it all makes sense. I came here simply to be a witness because we were there at 4 o'clock in the morning praying for him. The hospital was packed with people for prayer. Wow. They saw so much of this man living a saved life in front of them. He said, the nurse said, I'll never be the same after meeting you.
Wow.
So
he had his
he came out through. He came through it with flying colors, no problem. Came out better than, just like he walked in, looking like he was okay.
Wow.
They got the cancer out, right?
Wow.
That he didn't have to have, all this stuff they were saying. But he said, I recognize why I had to go through it. It was because God wanted me to speak to some folks. He wanted me to live before them. So I had to go through that, not just for me, but for them.
Wow. That's powerful.
Isn't that powerful?
Yeah, that's powerful.
The doctor said you shouldn't be walking out of here.
Yeah, and that's when you know God has a purpose and a plan for you, and you got to live in the purpose and the plan.
Is along the way. Make sure you're living a life that exemplifies Christ likeness before people.
Right, exactly. And then just stand into your truth of who you are. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break so we can get on with our wonderful guest, and so run the fatherhood break, and then before we go into meeting our guests, we will do the sizzle reel.
The sizzle reel.
It's a sizzle reel. I feel like I'm in Niecy Nash. That's who I was talking about.
I know Niecy Nash. Okay.
Yeah, so she plays in this new. And Candace says, burpees are like the devil.
Kansas, burpee will have your body right, honey. It's a full body exercise. Learn to love them. Because when you can't get to the gym and you got a burpee and a prayer, girlfriend, it's on.
So there you go, Candace. There you have it. So we're going to go to a quick break and we'll be right back.
And it doesn't even have to be a conversation. It can just be us playing. You know what I'm saying? What do you think is best?
See, if you let them tell it, I'm a figment of your imagination. I'm not even really here.
What happened?
But you'll never know that. Because everything I do from now on will change the narrative. And so will you. We will be the difference. We will change the rules. We will set a higher standard.
Okay. You're okay.
They say black fathers aren't around. They know if they create that to be true, we'll believe it. So we have no choice but to flood culture with the images of black fathers being around, black fathers being there, black fathers being present. I'll do that for you, and you'll do that for your sons and daughters. Because you are a gift. Now when they say black fathers don't exist, I want you to speak up to that. I want you to tell them your experience. Because we got to clear the path for the ones coming after us. Family is the most important thing we have. Now you know Papa ain't perfect, but you will always see me apologize. You always see me try. And I'll never give up on this family. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, Papa.
All right.
Everybody in the world got someone they love. Goosebumps bumping all over me. You added texture to my melanin. Ha, I'm blushing now. I didn't know dark skin could do that. And you lacing caterpillars in my sushi wraps like it's butterflies in my belly. I never tripped and fell in love with yo, I stand for we. And I like the way that you don't sit back but you challenge me. And I love the way that we can kick it in just silence to you balance.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
And welcome back to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert and Dawn. Now, and she's been just wonderful. In Gilbert's absence, she has just stood in here with me and did a fantastic job. So thank you, Dawn.
Thank you for having me. I'm having a whole lot of fun.
I know, and then I get to work out with her as well. So Dawn's my.
I don't know if she likes that part. I kind of forced her to come. Says, I'm on your show. You got to come work out with me.
Yeah.
She wasn't expecting that, but she probably would not have asked if she knew that was going to be the deal.
the other part of the deal, but it's cool. So today, guys, in addition to honoring our dads, which we're going to talk about men and their health and how do we keep our dads here on the planet with us so that they can be there part of their children's lives. But we got a little exciting something happening here. So we have a guest today, Mr. Michael Stone, and he is he's an entertainment producer and promoter, and he has this amazing project that's going on that's called Ellen Bond Secret Agent. So now you would think of James Bond, but we're not going to talk about James Bond. We're going to talk about this lady that actually had a photogenic memory, and she was carrying messages during the time that Harriet Tubman was taking slaves out of the South and taking them to the North. And I didn't know anything about this. I had never. So it's Mary Elizabeth Bowser. And so it's amazing how our history has been. This one was a real hit nugget. I mean, because we've heard about Harriet Tubman, we've heard about Nat Turner, so many others that played parts of the revolution. Because there are some children, and this came out with Django, I think, and also with Harriet Tubman. And Underground, the movie that was on, I think it's TNT. Is that where they were?
I think so.
Yeah, or TBS. That some children didn't think there was any resistance going on. They thought that we were complete. We had, they subdued us to a point of not fighting back. But there were many heroines and heroes that were fighting back. So I guess this young lady was one.
Yes, she was.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Michael, and then he brought Nina Womack, and she
co-produced it with him,
and she co-produced it with him.
Trailer.
And they're going to talk about the journey, and the journey started in 1996 of trying to just get it sold and get it out. Wow. And so, just amazing stuff. But Mr. Stone was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He grew up in a very active music and drama-oriented neighborhood located on the South Side. Graduated from high school with music and acting and martial arts on his mind. His extreme love for the arts led him straight to Los Angeles, where he pursued his career in the entertainment business as a recording producer. In conjunction with his producing career, Michael always stayed close to many aspects of entertainment business, including film, television, video production, writing, directing, and even stunt doubling for Joe Pesci, Bob Hoskins, Mickey Rooney, and Nathan Lane in motion pictures and television. So today he's here because he has a new project, and they're looking for money to get this project to the big screen.
Yes.
Or somewhere in the celluloids, to the big screen, to tell us about the history. Now, uniquely, he doesn't look like us, but
well, that's why he has a partner.
And he has a partner that looks like us, but that's okay, because however it takes to get our story out there, we need to hear it, right? So with that, I'm going to first let you talk to us about you and how this came about, and then Nina, how you guys came together.
Sure. Okay. Well, I ran across this story back in 1996. I was going to write about Harriet Tubman because I was into writing. I was in the stunt business a lot back then. But I wanted to get more into the behind the scenes aspect. And so I decided I wanted to try to write, so I gave it a try, and but I didn't have any information on who I really wanted to write about, so I decided to write about Harriet Tubman. And then when I told my friend Paula Kelly, she was like, well, why write about somebody we already know about? Why don't you write about somebody we don't know about, like Mary Elizabeth Bowser? And I was like, well, who's that? And she told me the story of the first black female spy for the United States government during the Civil War. And so I was intrigued. So this was when the internet was just starting to happen. And we didn't really get all that information we could really muster on the internet. So she told me to call the Schomburg Institute in Harlem, and I did. And so we went there and gave me a big package on Mary Elizabeth Bowser, and they were basically surprised that a short, white, bald guy was asking about, a woman that basically responsible for our freedom today.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I personally had never heard of her and didn't even, Harriet Tubman, of course, we have, but wow, never even knew that those agents were out there. So, but even before we did that, what was moving you to write about Harriet Tubman? What was driving that?
Well, I've always had a thing for women heroes. I could just never find somebody more interesting, enough to really write about. So I chose Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then when Paula told me about Mary Elizabeth, I just went all out and I became obsessed, and just my life completely changed after that. Wow. I did about a year's worth of research, and then I wrote my first draft in '97, and we've been going forward ever since.
Wow.
So I'm going to read a little bit of about her bio. Mary Elizabeth Bowser was born in the time period of 1839 in Richmond, Virginia. Mary was born as a slave for the Van Loo family. Her slave owner, John Van Loo, was a wealthy merchant, hardware merchant. So
and tobacco baron.
Okay, so they picked tobacco.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So that tells me that you're a bit of a history buff.
Well, actually, when it comes to her, yeah, but everything else I really don't care about.
Well, there you have it.
Well, look, the first couple of years, it was just another story to me. And then after that, it just seemed like every day I became more obsessed with her, not just interested, but I became obsessed. And it kind of got me in trouble, here and there with my personal life. But, I really wasn't concerned about that. I was concerned about getting this story out,
right,
and letting people know about this fantastic woman I've just, obsessed about, and, wish I lived back in that time so I could have met her, that type of thing. I mean, it got kind of strange for a minute. Yeah. I was like, okay, I calmed down. And so then I met Nina in 2001, I think. Was it 2001?
Something like that, yeah.
And I was bodyguarding Della Reese. And because, I became one of her church members because this is during the time where she was doing Touched by an Angel, and we'd fly out on Monday morning to Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, and we'd do the show all week and then come home on Thursday nights, right? And so I was working with Della, and Della's birthday came up, and I said, and I had met Nina through a mutual friend, and I said, hey, you want to stage manage the show I'm doing for Della's 80th or 70th birthday? She was 70 then, wasn't she? Yeah. And she said sure, and then so from there on we just became good friends and started working on all these different projects together. And then I asked her if she'd be interested in working with me on this, Mary Elizabeth Bowser screenplay, and we've been together ever since. So, yeah.
Wow. And it says here that Mary Elizabeth was freed by Elizabeth and Elizabeth's mother.
Yes.
And then, uniquely enough, Elizabeth Van Loo, who was her mistress, asked her to be a spy when the Civil War.
Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. What happened was after Mary was freed, Elizabeth sent her to finishing school in Boston.
Okay.
No, was it Boston? Yeah, Boston. And so upon her graduating, she decided that she wanted to go to Liberia and study culture over there.
Okay.
So she went, and this was a couple years just before the Civil War started. So about a year before, about 6 months before the war actually started, Mary came back at the request of Elizabeth Van Loo to help her with the spy ring that she is now in charge of.
Wow.
In Richmond, Virginia.
Virginia. So, Nina, you came together because of...
I just wanted to chime in on that. Everybody, I'm Nina Womack, an independent producer and artivist. So I'm an artist as well as an activist. So I support Pan-Africanism and also health and wellness for underrepresented communities of color. So when Mike brought this story to me, I felt very passionate about helping him get it off the ground, because this is one of those untold stories that we don't know that would help female empowerment. Because just to encapsulate the synopsis, this is basically, and it's based on a true story, a female action spy movie that's set during the Civil War about two main characters, African American ex-slave, former slave, as well as a white abolitionist female, who came together to champion for our freedom. And you can go online right now and see that the CIA has dedicated homage to these two women, and they clearly have said that it was because of Mary Elizabeth's efforts that we were able to be free. Because what happened was, like you said, she had a photographic memory and an audiographic. So she was born a genius, and she could hear something or read something one time and memorize it verbatim. So her slave owner, Elizabeth Van Loo, recruited her because she was an abolitionist. Her dad had owned slaves, but he wasn't a bad slave owner. He took care of he had 12 slaves, including Mary. He took care of them, but he still believed during that time in Virginia about the institution of slavery. His daughter was the opposite. She appalled it, and she detested it. So when he died, she decided to take her inheritance that he left her and buy all 12 slaves freedom. But most of them stayed in the house because there wasn't no problem. They had a good, clothes and everything.
And they paid them.
She was paid. She stayed in the house, and so Elizabeth recruited her to go into President Jefferson Davis's house to portray to be a dumb servant, and she was listening to all their battle plans, and she was going to the north and telling all of them every single battle plan, and that's how they knew, and the North was able to defeat the South.
Are you
serious?
serious?
Yeah, but see, this is how that started, though. Mary Elizabeth Elizabeth Van Loo had known Jefferson Davis since she was a little girl. Her father and Jefferson Davis were close friends before he even got into politics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she knew Jefferson Davis. They had a relationship, but she was secretly a spy because she didn't support slavery. So she sent her former slave, her friend, to go and stay in his house and memorize, and be the leak. So we have scenes, servant. And Mike has scenes in there, which was true, where she's going and he was like, how are they finding out what our next moves were and stuff, and they were trying to figure out who was the leak. It has to be a leak, and they never suspected her. She's running around. Yes, I'm so. I don't know nothing.
She had to act as an illiterate. She had to act as an illiterate, so she wouldn't be caught.
Yeah. And the same thing with Mary Elizabeth Van Loom, the abolitionist. She had to portray to be crazy in order to protect herself, because if you were supporting African American slaves during that time, you would have been killed. So she had to walk around and have her hair all stringy. She was rich, act like a crazy person just so they could stay away from her. So they called her Crazy Bet.
Yeah, Crazy Bet.
Wow.
Crazy Bet.
This sounds absolutely
I know.
Oh,
so Mike originally wrote it as a film, and we shot a movie trailer about it, a 3-minute, very well done. I
actually have
the sizzle reel.
Yeah, he has that, and we'll play that in a few seconds.
He wants it to be a movie, but I'm talking to him what may be more feasible. Some people suggested that we turn it into a TV series. So I've told him
Underground.
that. Like an Underground.
And I'm good with that.
It could be a play too.
I just feel that it should be a feature first because she deserves
whatever
that attention.
God has for us.
And then we can turn it into a series after that. I mean, it's that simple.
I mean, this is just a person that we had no clue
ever
existed.
No
wow.
clue.
Abraham Lincoln once said that she is the reason why the North won the war.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
the
he said she
CIA
deserves a feature.
Yes.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wow.
She deserves that and more.
And more.
Because-
Exactly. And we need our little young black girls to hear this kind of story and stuff so they can have self-pride
Yes.
and understand we weren't all docile,
Yes.
ignorant slaves,
Yeah.
that we were
Right.
on the ball,
Yes.
honey. We was helping.
Yeah.
You know?
And while she was in Liberia, she learned how to fight.
And in Liberia,
And,
actually,
and she learned how to really run, because she was
Right.
a sprinter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she really learned how to run and how to fight, martial arts.
and I think that was Liberia. The significance of Liberia is a lot of freed slaves went to Liberia
Right.
for freedom, and in fact, they have said that was why Idi Amin was killed, because he was getting ready to create his own currency,
absolutely.
and then that would be the place that African American, the ones that were slaves or
Right.
former slaves, could go there. That was free.
So to get back to the intrigue of this story, when Mary came back from Liberia, right, she was waiting for somebody to pick her up from the docks, right? Well, nobody came right away, so the Confederate soldiers saw her as being alone and put her in jail.
Like 12 years a slave, right? Remember the guy?
Right. But they put her in jail for 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
And nobody knew where she was, and people were starting to get worried. So one of the Van Loo friends, their friends, had saw her in the prison, in the prison, and they went back and told the Van Loos, and that's when the Van Loos came back to the prison and got her out just with their name, because they were big time socialites there.
Oh.
So they had a lot of pull.
And I want to say on that, there was, so the movie is filled with espionage and everything. What he mentioned, the prison, that made me want to talk about. Her birth name was Mary Elizabeth Bowser, but when she went into
it was Mary Elizabeth Van Loo.
Well, Van Loo,
That's
Van
her
Loo.
birth
She got
name.
married, but then she got married to Bowser.
got
But
married to
Mary
Wilson.
Elizabeth Van Loo. Then when she went into Jefferson Davis's house, her code name was Ellen Bond.
Yes.
So that's where the Ellen Bond secret agent comes from, because now we have
I
James
love it.
Bond, but this sister was the first
my gosh.
Bond.
Can I play
Okay,
her?
she was
I
the
like
original
that.
Bond.
Named
So
by
let me tell you,
Abraham Lincoln.
let me tell you the type of espionage activities
Hold
they
on.
used to do.
What did you say?
Named by Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
He named her Ellen Bond.
He named her Ellen
Awesome.
Bond. That was her code name.
That
But
was
she
her
would
code
do,
name.
they would communicate, like Elizabeth Van Loo knew how to create some secret code on paper that you poured milk on it, and then the writing would show up. So they were switching up things like that. She would have the slaves walk around with bread baskets, and then the battle plans and different messages were inserted in the bread. They would insert it in the heel of their shoes. They were doing all kind of things like old-fashioned James Bond style.
Wow. And that's what I got from...
This movie has to be made.
Yeah,
Right,
or TV
exactly.
show,
It
either
sounds
way.
exciting.
It
She deserves
is.
a feature.
Okay.
She deserves a feature.
And then she did.
And
she
then
deserves
a series.
like,
She deserves
And
a
a series.
feature.
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
Underground, and this is a good time for that, because obviously with Underground, 12 Years a Slave,
Yes.
and Underground, and Black Panther, and I hear
Yes.
that one of the reasons that Disney responded so quickly to Roseanne was they got 2 more storylines, sequels to Black Panther,
Panther.
that are about to happen, and that movie made $1 billion.
It made $1 billion.
$1
billion
dollars.
dollars.
$1 billion dollars in one weekend. It was like,
Ours ain't. I know we're not going to get $1 billion, but we're going to get really close to it.
okay.
You know why?
Absolutely.
Because we're gonna. This movie's gonna look like. Wait a minute. It's gonna look like Indiana Jones meets, the Shadow.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
You give us this new woman superhero. This new woman.
Yes,
give me
right.
a
woman.
You
Okay.
She
give
is a
this woman.
superhero. She's been a superhero for 150
I'm saying,
years.
The
Real,
women are gonna
based
come
on a
out
real
to see this movie.
Oh,
They're gonna
yeah, I
have
would
a billion.
definitely.
We're gonna show up to see ourselves on
And
that
I like
screen.
the fact that it shows the sisterhood between a
Yes.
black woman and a white woman.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
glad, Nina, you said
Yeah.
that, because I think if our story or the stories had been allowed to be told, that a lot of what is going on in our country today would not be that.
Yes.
Because truly under the skin we're all the same.
Yes.
We all bleed red blood,
Yes.
and we all have tissues and muscles exactly the same.
We're all cousins.
We're all cousins.
We're all cousins, whether you like it or not.
Right, exactly.
So
And
you
go
white
do
guys on the South, deal with it.
Right, and if you go do your DNA, you probably find out how much of a cousin that you really are.
Absolutely.
Because that's what happens. But for those of you that are watching this show, we're gonna show us the sizzle reel. So if you're interested, go to morrismediastudio.live.com and you will see the whole show. You'll see the clip that we're about to play. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 323-293-3375. You are tuned into the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Again, that number is 323-293-3375. This is just awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
So, because I want Michael to tell us some of the opposition, but before we do, LaRon, can you play the clip so we can take a look at that? I'm going to turn you guys around on Facebook so y'all can see it too.
You must be Elizabeth.
I'm so happy to finally meet you, Mrs. Tubman.
Call me Harriet. What's your name, child?
Mary Elizabeth Van Loo. How do you know you can trust us, General?
I knew your father. We have a deal?
Are you sure you can handle this?
Mr. President, we have a spy at the Confederate White House. Codename Ellen Bond. She has this extraordinary ability to memorize everything she sees and hears.
Tell Grant the Rebs are on their way to North Carolina via Coates Junction.
Thanks to Miss Van Loo, we have our secret weapon.
She may be the key to putting an end to this war.
How the hell could this happen?
I do believe we have a traitor among us.
Well, now. Looks like I uncovered a whole nest of hornets. A nigger spy in the White House.
Run, Mary!
Grant ordered 6 regiments to Newmarket Heights. General Birney's 10th Corps will be ordered to fighting status in 2 days. Poe and Wilson are in that regiment.
Don't move!
He knows they're coming, and he's planning a surprise counterattack. He'll slaughter them!
Drop your guns slowly, boys. Now pick up your hand. Hey, Nels, I do believe we done caught ourselves some Johnny Rebs.
It ain't over! It ain't over. I gotta get back.
Wow.
That looks good. That looks good. And
So we're excited. So you
good actors.
Wow. And
I was in
Lorena
there,
Shelby and Nina was in there.
That was great.
So you, when I first came into the studio today, you were saying you met some opposition when you tried to get this distributed to the studios.
Oh, yeah. Like Nina will tell you, I took it to every place, and people were either telling me one of two things. We're not doing period pieces this year, or this is too controversial, and we don't want to be involved.
It's okay. God's timing is perfect. It's time now.
It's time.
You just
time now.
We weren't ready yet, right? You had to have first of all, you needed
And
Barack
this
to be in the office for the craziness to take
It's
place.
about time.
Yeah.
It's about timing. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
all
the
about
perfect
timing.
And she deserves a big screen. Believe that.
She deserves the feature, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what are you guys looking for right now?
Right now, we need some funding for some pre-production. The script, although Mike did a wonderful job writing it, we do want to take it up to the next level. So we need to have someone come in and rewrite it. And in order to do that, we have someone in mind, and she requires a certain fee that we don't have right now. So
Bottom line is, we need about $40,000 to package it.
Oh,
yeah, to
That's
package it.
not bad.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly. To get
Yeah,
it,
'cause we
get the script at a certain level where it needs. Because, like you said, we want it on the big screen, like
she
Academy
deserves that.
Award winning type
exactly,
script.
and that's what it's
And
gonna
although
be.
he's done a fine job, we still need someone else to come in and
Take
polish
it up to that- to
yeah,
that
take
next
it to that
level.
next level.
Because I wrote the script script like a stunt guy.
Well, he's got a stunt background.
Right, exactly.
So, I need a real writer.
Wow, I am just so
that's
impressed.
what. Never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Usually that's what the studio does anyway, right? If the studio takes on something, they kind of bring a writer in to help you.
Exactly,
No,
but we haven't taken it.
That's if we're going to sell it right out.
You're going to be independent.
Well, we're independent because we've been working most of our lives on this.
That's
already.
why I changed. I wasn't going to say that.
So we're just going to produce it ourselves.
Okay.
We'll work with any of their producers. Just so you know that we have somebody that we know that's going to walk us into Netflix when we get our package together. But we have to show them that we have it together.
Yeah. What's interesting is I know a young man who's done some film and television before. He called me a few days ago saying, "I'm looking for a play. I'm looking for something. Do you know of anything?" So we can ask everybody we know, and he has money.
Give him a call.
Absolutely.
Well, everything, and I'm going to say that's probably all in design because Nina here, I was in Leimert Park 2 weeks ago. I had gone over to see a client of mine, and then I was talking to Clarence, Dr. Washington, I know, but his name is
Ezekiel
Washington. And so we were talking, and they had a health fair. So last week in Leimert Park. So he introduced me to Nina, but we were talking about health fair.
Right.
Yeah. And then they were supposed to come on the show 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then when I talked to Dr. Washington, he didn't return my phone call. Then about a week later, I went back over there because I was meeting someone at the new cafe, Hot and Cool, and there he was again. And then he took me back to the office. So it was meant to be, dear.
Yes. It was.
And I had no idea this is the Nina you were talking about until you walked in. I was like, wait a minute, did we? I don't remember talking about her coming today, although we're talking about
Can
health.
I talk about the health?
Yeah, you can talk about the health.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, go on.
Oh no, I just wanted to finish our.
Okay.
Our
So
spiel.
So what we'll do is, of course, Don will refer out, and
I'm actually texting him right now. So I just found huge project that you're looking for.
Okay, I'd like to say. Anybody out there that's interested, please give Nina a call, and we'll give you the numbers and stuff and the contact information. But the incentives are there. We have like a chart that we have for investors at different levels, and the incentives are there. And
it's a fabulous storyline.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And I give out my number?
Yeah, give out your number.
Yeah, you can reach us directly at 877-594-1292. Again, it's Nina Womack, 877-594-1292.
Well, you never know how the world works, how everything comes together for a purpose.
Or you can reach us via email, and that's written in stone prods, WRITTENINSTONE. PRODS@gmail.com.
So now Don and I have a question. So when this is bought and you've got the money and you guys got it all refined and there's the opening premiere night, we'd like to be coming, right, Don?
I'm trying to be in the movie.
She's trying to play Mary.
I'm trying to be in the movie.
So we just want to put that on the table right now.
Right?
And if not,
you need how much money?
Row seats.
Oh, okay. That's going to cost you.
Yeah, front row seats, whatever. So we want to make sure we'll see whoever we know that would be interested. But there are a lot of people out there. Have you guys spoken to what's it that does the Pan African Film Fest? Babu.
We have a relationship with Babu. Yeah, the first things first is get the script.
Right.
So we can't move forward until the script.
So the young lady the young lady that you picked. Are you open to some other people, or
that was for the trailer? So that's called a pitch trailer that we can show investors so they can see the vision.
No, you said you had a young lady in mind to do the writing for the next.
Oh, for
her,
yeah.
Are you? Is that set in stone for you?
No, it's not. No,
okay.
We're open to other writers, but the only thing is we need someone that is well qualified who can write a period piece, and then also. Action. This lady Colette has had films produced before, her screenplays produced into movies before and so forth. So if it is someone that has experience on how to write a period piece as well as action, because this is very action-packed. Like I said, female sister spy movie. Okay, so I want to talk about health real quick.
Okay, so one quick. William, I see that you're watching.
Give us your money, please.
Yeah. William, I see that you're watching, and I know this is your space, so if you know of anyone, if you're interested, reach out to me so I can refer you over to these two wonderful people that just uncovered this amazing story. And then I'll see you next month, so I'll talk to you personally about it. So, because William just checked in, and he's a producing director.
Let me say congratulations and thank you for your persistence in trying to get this film and writing, getting it done, and fall in love with the story. Because
exactly. And being obsessed is good.
Yes, obsessed is good in this case.
Well, maybe I can get back to my life after
once
this
it gets
done.
done.
Because it's just until this is done, I just can't function.
Right.
I mean,
and
I can,
get
but
it. I get that now.
I'm sure the same with the same with the writer that did 12 Years a Slave. And then,
what was the Amistad? How long did that take?
Took a while, so
wasn't that a Debbie Allen film though?
Yeah, but I'm saying Debbie Allen had that for like 15 years before she was able to get
God's
it.
timing is
and that's
perfect.
another thing. You said you're going to be interviewing Norm Nixon.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be coming to a program where he's going to speak to some kids. I do a business plan.
Because we would like to really have Debbie Allen direct this.
So he said this. That sounds good. So sometime this week I'll get together and go over and talk about it. It's okay to call me anytime. That's what he just texted back. Okay. And he has money. He has a lot. He has a whole lot of money.
Rewritten.
So I'm just going to send you guys my referral fee. Just joking.
So there you go. You
I don't have a problem with that.
I just want to be in the movie.
And I want to be at the front row at the premiere. Right. But we will take a referral fee. We have never turned down no green.
You know that's going to happen.
Thank you for correcting on that.
So now we're going to let Nina tell us about
the health. Yeah, because I got some great things coming up. This all fits in with Mike's movie and so forth. I started a holistic health and wellness brand about 2 years ago called Let's Be Whole, and the tagline is Mind, Body, and Soul. And it's a natural health and wellness brand for at-risk communities of color because I was concerned about their health disparities like diabetes and obesity, mental health issues, and so forth. So I started Let's Be Whole, and now it's growing by leaps and bounds by the grace of God. So I just got several grants from the Department of Mental Health to give free workshops on health and wellness to the community. So Saturday, May 26th, I got a grant to produce a wellness fair, and I had some partners involved like We Can and other partners. I went out to the whole community of Leimert Park to the business owners and asked them if they would open up their facilities to let me come in and bring holistic practitioners into their facilities to provide different activities. So we had yoga in Community Build, which is in Leimert Park, and I had mindfulness. This was last Saturday on May 26th. It was from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We had in Hot and Cool Cafe how to heal with herbs, how to eat vegan. I had Chef Babette Davis, Tabitha Brown, the actress Angela Means, who played Felicia on Friday. She's a vegan chef. They did a panel in Reverend Washington's Weekend. We had a PTSD support group for veterans because he's a former veteran. And so it was an all-day, very positive. It got a wonderful write-up in Lee Bailey's Electronic Urban Report on how when they walked in, it was just positive vibes and love throughout the whole event. You see crystals over here. You see Kagan water over there. It was, everybody had their wares, and it was just all the community coming together to celebrate health and wellness during May, which was Mental Health Awareness Month. Then, so that was one grant I got to produce that, and it came off successful. Then from there, I just got another grant to offer. Submitted a grant to the Department of Mental Health to offer free self-defense workshops to women in Leimert Park. So that starts on Tuesday, June 12th, and it'll run through June 26th on Tuesdays and Saturdays at the Vision Theater, and you can come completely free, come take free self-defense workshops. I've hired 3 of the top self-defense experts to teach us because I come from a previous background of childhood sexual abuse, also domestic violence, and I have healed holistically. So now I'm on this journey of teaching others how to heal holistically from their past traumas. So that's why I am offering this free self-defense workshops, 5 classes for women of color so they can be empowered, or you don't even have to be of color. Even if you're white, you can come and be empowered. Then in addition to that, I got a 3rd grant along with the Girls Club of LA from the Department of Mental Health to offer free holistic workshops on 107th and Western. It's called Changes, and it's at 10717 Western Avenue. And those classes start this Sunday, June 10th, and that runs through July 12th on Sundays and Thursdays at Changes. And we have 1 hour of movement each session. We have dance, African dance, all kinds of different dance instructors, as well as the holistic workshops that my brand Let's Be Whole offers. So they'll be able to experience Reiki healing. I don't know if you guys know what Reiki is. Gemstone healing, nutrition and diet by Dr. Fareed Zarif. And Dr. Zarif is a nutrition scientist. He used to be a bodyguard to Stevie Wonder. And then he has his degree now in nutrition, and he's a scientist. So he'll be talking about food and nutrition and stuff. So this is the movement through Let's Be Whole, is that I'm on this journey to get us empowered with healing, with health and wellness so we can thrive financially, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So if you go to Let's Be Whole, WHOLE.com, you can see the schedule for both of those summer intensive workshop series. And this is going to be ongoing because this is definitely a God-ordained movement, and I am on a role to heal our people, and I'm not going to stop no matter what.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
I'm going to give you my card so you can send me that information so I can put it in the description box along with the information. I already have your information. I'm going to refer you to 2 young men that came on the show from Manhood Camp, and they're dealing with young men at risk and sex trafficking and so forth.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to refer you there, and I don't know if you know Wendy Gladney.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't seen her in years.
Yeah, she's hers. She has a organization called Forgiving, something that's about
nonprofit about forgiving.
Yeah, forgiving.
Okay,
so she's going to be on the show. Forgiveness. Yeah. So she, hers is all about sexual abuse as a child with a family member with her, and how she forgave her birth mother, how she forgave her birth father and the person that was having sex with her. So, and she's just an awesome. Right now, she's in Greece on a cruise. So when she comes back, she's going to be on the show. So definitely you need to reconnect with her because she does a conference with kids, young girls, and teaching them how to protect themselves. And so that self-defense class, so that would be fantastic.
Okay,
great.
awesome.
All right, wow. Okay, so that's been wonderful. We're going to take a quick break and bring up, and it leads right into health with our next guest, who is a health advocate from Austin, Texas. And so we're going to talk about that. Don had a show. And so, wow, thank you guys. Thank you, Michael. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Okay,
and you as well. We're going to have you back on the show with about your health stuff. And we'll take a quick break, and then we'll make the change, and we're going to take our customary picture, and we're going to go from there. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in a minute.
You Father Chronicles. You Father Chronicles.
So we got a big day ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
Good. You gotta get in the back too. You gotta get in the back. Yeah, back. Back. Back.
Oh my God.
Put your hand in the sleeve just like this. Take the tie and put it over your head.
Wow.
Here. All right, and I got this. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty close. This is a part of what life is going to be as a 2-year-old now. Let me just help you out on that really, really quick.
Doing your hair, I'm doing your hair. Gonna help you doing your hair. All right, Amala, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Shout out to ORS Curls Unleashed for sponsoring this video. Thank you for sending us the kids line. It worked great in Amala's hair. I mean, I used it in my hair too, and it even worked good there. Check them out. Link in the description.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186. Meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
And we are back. You are joining us here at the Business Zone with Crystal, Dawn, and Gilbert. And Gilbert is not here. He's in Texas. He is this week. He's in Las Vegas doing his training, and he will be back shortly. In the meantime, he has an adequate. I have an adequate co-host here that's just been doing phenomenal. We had. Now, I don't know if you guys caught that last segment, but oh my God. I can't wait to get home and have a block of time so I can go find me a book about Mary Elizabeth Bauer. Because I want to know as much as Michael does. Because
You want to get obsessed.
I want to get obsessed.
I caught myself looking at him with my jaw, my mouth. I was upset. I turned off my Facebook because my phone's going to die, and I wanted to have some room for this young lady, the information she's going to give. Your face looks familiar. And I'm mad that I turned it off. And the whole time I'm like, I got to get this segment from Crystal so I can post this.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you
Unbelievable. And guess what? I'm going to play her.
Okay, you going to play her? Oh, you want to be the one with the photogenic and audio.
Because I already do.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It was really awesome.
So now we're going to turn to, we have a special guest. So this is actually a relative of mine. So she came in last night and we got to talking this morning. And she also has a radio show in Austin, Texas. And she works for the Austin Public Health Department. And so we got to talking about her show and I told her what we were going to do here on our show. And so she wanted to just come by the studio just to watch. Okay. But I was like, oh, no, you got contribution here.
You can't sit here without this information.
Yeah, so Miss Deborah Duncan. And she's a health advocate. And she's going to be here. We're going to talk about men's health issues.
Absolutely.
And so I talked to her a little bit about this morning. So she's done some stuff, and we're going to talk about the 10 top
leading causes of death
for men. And it's interesting because Dawn's show, Build the Body You Want, and it was fashion and fitness. On Monday, she talked about this on her show, and she had, as she said earlier in the show. So we're going to talk about that today. So welcome, and I'm so happy you came down.
I am so excited to be here. And today, although I do have a radio show called Health Talk, every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on KAZI 88.7 FM, but today I'm not here for that.
Okay.
I'm here to actually encourage our men to take control of their health. Your health is your wealth.
Absolutely.
And you cannot do anything if you are unhealthy. Now, men, you love your cars. Your cars are a magnificent machine. So is your body.
Yes.
You have to take care of your car. You have to put gas in it. It needs all types of care. But what's interesting about that car, it can look fabulous on the outside. But if the transmission isn't running well, if the motor isn't running well, if your gas tank has a leak in it, your car's not going to run very well. So your body needs to be treated the same way. You can look so fabulous and handsome on the outside. However, if your heart is in bad condition, your liver isn't functioning well, your eyesight isn't well, among other things, how do you think your body is going to hold up?
It's not.
It won't hold up.
As Don said earlier, it can't heal itself. It can't rejuvenate itself if you're not taking care of it.
If you're not taking
something
care
as
of it.
simple as sleep. I went to the doctor recently. I told the story a few weeks ago, which was funny. Was rushed to the doctor because I was having some moments when I was driving at night. I started to see people running across the street.
Oh, bless you.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I stopped real fast on the freeway because I thought I saw a puddle of water. So I'm going to the doctor. I'm at the doctor's office. I'm kind of embarrassed, like, well, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. Something's happening here. And so I'm starting to tell him, I saw somebody coming up to my car, and I looked again, and they weren't there. And then I'm stopping. I didn't tell it I didn't tell these details a few weeks ago. I said, I'm driving the freeway, and I'm stopping my brakes because I thought I was about to run into a puddle of water.
Right.
And so he's like, oh, I see the fear on his face. He's like, really, Dawn? And I'm like, yes, something's happening. But, schizophrenia doesn't run in my family. I'm like, I'm trying. He's like, well, so we're talking, this stuff could come up later and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And then I accidentally said, so I hadn't really been asleep in about three days. I mean, I got an hour here and an hour there. And he started walking backwards back into the room like, you ain't been asleep in what? I got an hour last night and maybe 2 hours the day before, like 30 minutes the other day because I'm working on this project. And I started talking about the project. And he's thinking about, you ain't slept. Go to sleep. I'm surprised you only seeing one person.
You should have been seeing a choir of people.
That's how important sleep can be to your health. He said major stuff happens when you're sleeping.
Well, your body heals. Your body heals.
It starts talking. The organs start talking to each other, and things take place. But you got to get into that realm stage of sleep. So he's like, okay, now go get some sleep.
Good. Did you get some sleep?
So today, this guy met me on the freeway. He was walking.
So you obviously didn't get any sleep.
I didn't get any sleep last night. Just joking. Okay, Facebook, don't y'all start no rumors.
That I'm schizophrenic.
Please don't say that.
So what are some of the causes of death or illnesses that men generally encounter? And maybe you can answer that question that Don and I had earlier, is why women are more apt to be proactive about going to doctors, whereas men are not.
Okay, well, the first thing I want to do is talk about the top 10 leading causes of death for men.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about why they don't go to the doctor.
Okay.
Why some of them may not go to
After
the doctor.
After you say the top leading causes, then you're going to see why they don't go to the doctor. They're scared.
They are frightened.
They don't want to hear none of that.
They are frightened.
Please don't diagnose me with this.
Heart disease.
Yes.
Heart disease is actually the number one killer in the United States.
Mm.
But heart disease and then cancer. And many of us think that men die, number one, from prostate cancer, but actually across the board, skin cancer is the number one cause of cancer. Skin cancer, but prostate cancer is high up there as well as lung cancer because a lot of people smoke.
So
and also secondhand smoke.
Men across the board is skin cancer.
We're talking across the board right now.
But black men, it's what?
Well, I can't really say.
Okay.
Today I didn't come to talk about that.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk about across the board.
Got it.
Men.
Okay.
When she come back, we'll get her on.
But
they say across the black men is prostate.
Well, across the board, black men, when you really talk about men of color, we're number one in everything. It's about everything.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, in Texas, when we actually launched our program, because of health disparities, we were looking at, in Travis County, in Austin, we were looking at the top 15 leading causes of death. And of those 15 leading causes of death, African Americans were number 1 in 10.
Yeah.
So when you look at it across the board, disproportionately, African Americans die prematurely because of health disparities. And those disparities are not just because we're not taking care of ourselves. When we look at the medical model is based on the male physiology of white men.
Right.
So we take that model and we try to treat everyone accordingly, and it doesn't work. So that's where the disparity comes. It's the differences that we're looking at and not the sameness. So when we start looking at the differences, we see that there's a gap. How the death rate. You know, there's a morbidity and mortality. The morbidity is the illnesses and the disease rate. The mortality is the death rate.
Yes.
So when we start looking at these top 10 leading causes of death, they're heart disease, cancer, unintentional injuries, or injuries just like maybe doing something at home and you fall, hit your head, break your arm. Okay, stroke, cerebrovascular accidents. Then we have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and many people know that as COPD, which causes some serious respiratory problems. Diabetes, and I'm going to come back and say a little bit about the rest of them. Diabetes, influenza and pneumonia, suicide, kidney disease, Alzheimer's disease, and one other one that's not listed here is septicemia. When people tend to have blood poisoning, something happens, you get an infection, and your body goes septic, means your whole body, your blood system is infected. And a lot of people die from septicemia.
Yeah.
So when we talk about diabetes, I want to talk about diabetes from the standpoint of how chronic diabetes breaks down your total body.
Yeah.
If you have high blood pressure or hypertension and it goes untreated, it goes into diabetes. It goes into heart disease. So when you have high blood pressure and it goes untreated, you can have a heart attack, you can have a stroke. Diabetes can cause you to lose your eyesight. You can go blind from diabetes. You can have heart attacks because of diabetes, because your heart muscles break down. You can have kidney failure because of diabetes. You can also have amputations. You lose your limbs because of the body breaking down. So if you're a diabetic, you need to make sure every day that you check your gums, your mouth. You check your gums. Be real protective of your teeth. You need to check your feet every day. You also need to keep your feet dry. You need to also, it's very important when you start talking about health disparities, is the 5 things that we can do to make sure that we are preventative and practice preventative health. We need to get enough rest, as you mentioned. Sleep is very important. What we eat. You are what you eat. So whatever you put into your body is extremely important. Also, exercise is very important. Now, you do not have to run to the gym. You can do small things. When you go to the store, stop driving around 15 minutes to find a parking space in the front. And you come out and you find 2 or 3 new dents in your car. Park a distance away and just walk up to the store. I mean, it's just small steps. If your mailbox is in your neighborhood 2 streets away, do not get in the car to go drive around and get your mail. Walk. Also, swimming. Swimming is a total body exercise. If you just imagine someone swimming, you're moving your head from side to side, you're kicking your legs, you're moving your arms, and it's also cardio. So you're breathing. Because when you swim, you have to go under and you come up. And every time you come up, you're breathing. Okay? So that's a total body exercise. So is gardening. Gardening is a total body exercise because you're stooping, you're bending, you're pulling, and you're building up some, you can sweat in a garden. You have weeds to pull. So if you go out there and you're doing lawn care and things of the sort, we also need to drink water. You need to drink enough water. We tend to drink a lot of other things. So I want to tell you about the 5 addictions, the 5 legal addictions.
Can you tell me how much exercise do you do you suggest an average person gets a day?
I think at least 30 minutes to an hour a day is very important. And also you can break that up. You don't have to do all of it in 1 hour. You don't have to do it all in 30 minutes. You can take 10 minutes at a time. But try to do at least 1 hour a day, at least. And if you can't do that, do 30 minutes. If you don't do anything at all, start off with 5. Just start somewhere. You have to get started. Absolutely. You have to move. Get started. But I do suggest about an hour a day.
What type of exercise do you enjoy?
I enjoy walking.
Okay.
I enjoy walking. I enjoy gardening.
Yes.
And just being physical.
Yeah.
Moving. But I like that. Yeah. That's what I like.
It's interesting because that's what I think we see more in our community is the diabetes. And because you see so many men, young, old, middle-aged, whatever, that have lost their limbs. And women as well. We eat a very high starch diet.
Yeah.
And as Don says, eating carbohydrates after 6 o'clock. But so many people, rice is a main staple. Potatoes are a main staple.
Pasta.
Corn is a main staple. Whereas you can do pasta and do wheat pasta and other or vegetable pastas that you have alternatives.
Right.
But I know when I was younger and I went on changing my eating habit when my mom got cancer, I followed the blood type, eating for your blood type. And one of the things for my blood type was to eliminate the starches. And I love rice, but I gave rice up. And I don't eat too many. I don't really eat a lot of potatoes, but some people have to have that every night before they have dinner. That's part of dinner, right?
Yeah.
When it all turns into sugar.
It all turns into sugar.
So that's not a blood type thing. That's just something that we all need to do afterwards because carbohydrates are energy. And if you taking in the carbs, you need to be ready to release them. You need to do something.
Right.
So I believe in carbs in the morning to wake yourself up as balanced as a meal as possible. And then as the day tailors down, no carbs in the evening. There's no reason for you to have carbs at night.
Because you don't need that energy.
You don't need that energy.
So, and Don, you're a fitness trainer,
Yes.
so from a male standpoint, because I know it's different training a woman and training a man. We come in really when we get to you, it's because of vanity.
Yeah. But some people really come to me, they really need to work out.
Right.
Vanity comes in when they start seeing the results.
Yeah, when the clothes don't
when
fit,
they start
that's
looking
usually
amazing, then it turns, they see that muscle pop, then it turns to vanity. So we started talking about fashion and fitness on the show because of fitness and fashion because at some point it's all about how we look in our clothes, right?
Right, exactly.
When we start looking good, it's about the fashion.
And then that would you say, because one of the things before we talk about the other ailments that we suffer, why men don't go to the doctor, whereas women are more in tune to, and we got more internal piping that forces us sometimes to go to the doctor. Will get us there faster than they will get there because certain things are not working as a female, and then you have no choice but to go, right? And then but are we more apt to do the preventative, like the mammograms, because it's been indoctrinated in us from a very young age, as opposed to a man going to get his prostate checked and whatever else is going on?
Yes. Also, men tend to sometimes they feel like they don't have to go. They're macho. They don't need the doctor. They're also frightened.
Yeah.
They're frightened of needles. Sometimes for men, just the sight of a needle, they faint. It isn't unusual for a male to just pass out when he sees a needle.
And they want us to have babies.
Also,
2 or 3 of them. What's up with that?
And they're afraid of needles.
And they're afraid of needles.
I mean, they truly are. They are afraid of needles.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as they see it coming, they just pass out. It isn't unusual for that to happen. I've seen it happen in the clinic many times.
It's too true.
Men are also afraid of blood. They don't want.
Yes.
They don't want
Yes.
pain. Pain. That's one of the other reasons why they don't want to go. Pain. How is it going to feel? So they don't want to go to the doctor because it's going to hurt.
Yes.
They don't want to go. And if you notice, when some men are ill, they have a cold, they're just like a baby.
Oh, Lord, they're dying. They're dying.
If they have a
common cold.
If they have a
But you're supposed to take care of your cold, the kids, cook, make sure they still eat. We're supposed to be superwoman, and they got a cold, can't work, can't do anything. It's like,
a lot of them don't want to go because they're afraid of the pain.
Right.
What level of pain is this going to cause me? So they don't want to go. They're frightened. And also, they don't want to know.
Right.
Many of
They
them
do
just
not
do not
want to
know. They really do not want to know what's going on.
That's
They would rather
probably
just
the
do it.
number one answer when I ask, I don't want to know.
They
Just
don't
take
wanna
me.
know. They don't want to
Just
know.
let me go. I don't want to know.
And if you notice, when men, if you live around men, or if you live with men, and men, I want you to hear me. We love you and we need you.
We love you.
And something that's very important that I want you to hear today, men, have insurance.
Yes.
Have health insurance and have life insurance. Do not leave your family where they cannot take care of themselves. Lose their home, lose their quality of life. Your responsibility, even as a woman as well, you need to have health insurance too, because if you die and leave that man behind, he has to take care of the children too if you have a family. But men, today we're talking about you. Have some good health insurance and life insurance away from your job.
Most people don't know that.
Because when you leave your job, unless you have the type of benefit package that you can pay for to take with you, you will not have anything when you leave your job.
And a lot of times, if something happens and only insurance you have is your job, the job is covering themselves. It takes a moment. I've seen a situation where people have to bury their kids and they get the money from the insurance from the job later, so you need health insurance or life insurance outside of your job as well.
Right.
Because they're going to pay themselves first, and the funeral may happen, and then they'll pay your family later.
Yeah, the funeral have to happen, so you got to have the cash before they even bury your loved one.
And some people don't know that health insurance can be an income replacement when you pass away. They don't know that.
It's not.
It's more than just... So it's really, really, really important. So you smart over here, lady. You smart. I like her. She knows. This is your family. Because Crystal is an urchin. Crystal is an urchin. Information's dig. You heard her say she can't wait to get home to read about this lady. And is she a reader?
Yes.
You smart.
Well, thank you.
You're my new friend.
All right.
and you're talking about health and exercise.
So we can go all day.
Well, I want to also, I know we're probably about to wrap up.
No.
So we're not. We have a little bit more
we got
time?
just a few more minutes. Yeah, okay. We do got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's about time to wrap up. So I have to leave you with the 5 legal addictions. Okay? Caffeine.
Oh.
Wow. Nicotine.
Okay.
Salt. Sugar. And alcohol.
Yeah.
They're all legal.
Wow.
Legal addictions. I like that.
They're all legal addictions. Now, let's just think about it. And also, let's think about our budget when I talk to you about this. Sometimes on our way to work in the morning, by the time we get to work, with the exception of alcohol, unless we're an alcoholic, and we have to have that drink before we get there to keep us going the rest of the day. We've indulged in all 5.
Right.
We've indulged in all 5 before we ever walk in the door. And then we're going to talk about how they impact our health, okay? So if you just say you drive through McDonald's, you get a cup of coffee. But you tell them I want 3 spoons of sugar and I want 3 dashes of cream. Okay? And then you say, I want a hamburger, or you want a taco, a breakfast taco. Okay? You might get eggs, bacon, onions, cheese, and the salsa and all of that. Okay? Of course, you're going to dash some salt on there. You already have your sugar in your coffee. And then you decide that on your way, you got to smoke that last cigarette before you get in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had caffeine, you've had nicotine, you've had salt, you had sugar. And if you're a person that takes that drink, and if you put a dash or a shot or 2 in your coffee, you've had your alcohol.
Yeah.
All before the morning. Then when you get to work and you walk in the door to a stress-laden position, and you start having heartburn, and you want to know if anyone has any Tums or some Alka-Seltzer or something, or you go run and get a Coke. Because you think, I can burp if I get this Coca-Cola. Well, there's about 17 teaspoons of sugar in 1 can of Coke. And if you think about Coca-Cola, you can put Coca-Cola on your battery and clean your battery cables. Right. So what is that doing to your body?
And that's how. And Candace wants to know. Nicotine got it. Oh, it was number 5. She wanted to know what the number 5 was. So it was nicotine.
Okay, I'll repeat them for you. They are caffeine, nicotine, salt, sugar, and alcohol, and they're all legal. They're all legal.
We like you. You stay for the whole show. Okay, so Monday at 11 o'clock, I need to see you on my page with Build the Body You Want.
And we also need to talk about depression. And especially with depression in men. Men tend not to talk a lot about what's going on with them. And also, when a man is usually sick or he's feeling bad, you can look at your man and you can tell when something is wrong.
Yeah.
So you'll say, honey, how are you doing? How do you feel? He'll say, most of the time, I'm okay. But he'll go and lie across the bed. Or he'll go someplace and get quiet. He'll walk away and he'll go lay across the bed.
Yeah.
Or he'll go out into his man cave or go to the garage. Or he don't want to talk at all. He said, I'll be back later, darling. He go get in the car and go leave, go drive off and think about what you ask him.
Wow.
But he will not talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, suicide is something else that is something that is on the rise among people of color.
Yeah, because
Does
today,
just committed, Go ahead.
Kate Spade, she died from depression. But the interesting one was the guy that was on television.
Yes.
That was what's his name? Andre Bonet. Anthony Bourdain. And he looked like his life was just so careful. I mean, the cooking he enjoyed, and he wasn't overweight. It didn't look like he had an eating issue, but evidently there was depression there for him to commit suicide.
There was depression there.
Well, see, the other thing I just want to go back over these 10 leading causes of death, because one of them that I left out is HIV and AIDS. And I want you all to know that if you're going to have sex, have protected sex. When you have unprotected sex, you are exposing yourself to various types of other sexually transmitted infections. And every time you have a transmitted infection, sexually transmitted infection, your immune system breaks down. Every time. So what that does is, if it gives you have more exposure, your exposure is much greater to, and your body is more susceptible for HIV as well as other types of illnesses, because your immune system is breaking down. So it cannot continue to keep, if you keep walking in front, what is it, 405 here in LA? If you walk out in front of the 405 every day at 5 o'clock, keep doing it every day, you think you're going to eventually get hit?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, keep having unprotected sex.
Yeah, it's going to be over for you real soon.
Keep having it. Eventually, something is going to happen. And you can get the gift for life. And it's free. So use protection every time, not sometime. And also,
just don't have sex.
You shouldn't have sex if you're not married. You know, if we want to be biblical, and if we want to just do what we want to do,
be protective about it.
We need to be protective about it, but also we know the wages of sin is death. Now, but
just slide that one in there.
But we do want to protect ourselves, and we cannot pretend. And also, let's talk about if we have children, we also cannot pretend that they are not sexually active. Okay, we want to make sure that they protect themselves too, and we need to talk to them.
That you have to have that talk with your kids
conversation.
Today.
We have to have the conversation. Now, men, those of you who tell people or tell women, tell us that it feels much better without a condom. Women, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to do it.
Hold on.
Your body belongs to you.
Did she just say that? Smooth and cool.
Your body belongs to you, darling. You are sitting on a pot of gold. And if you want your pot of gold to stay beautiful and polished and healthy,
honey. We ain't going to find out today.
Then you have to protect it. And that is all the way around with preventative health. Your health is your wealth. That's what we opened up with. Your health is your wealth.
You're absolutely right. And I think with our children, our kids are becoming sexually active at a much earlier age. And so it is imperative that their parents sit down and have a very open conversation with them. Don't let the schools
please don't be like me, because my family didn't tell me anything. And I'll tell you, I had to find out after I called the 911 ambulance. I'll never forget the day I'm at home. I think I'm dying. I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong. I'm staggering because, sometimes I can't be dramatic. I'm staggering. I said, calling my brother, I'm bleeding. He's screaming because his man can't handle blood. Oh my God. He's running, waiting on my mom to get home. No one was there, so he calls 911. And I'm in the bathroom like, it's over for me. Oh, God. I'm pretty good, huh? I'm like, it's over. I'm dying.
Ready for that part.
She's rehearsing.
So they get here, and they're like, what? They see the blood. I'm showing my hand, the blood. And the lady's like, how old are you? I'm 13. She goes,
my girl.
No one told you? Told me what? My brother cried. My brother was 14, crying profusely, like, I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything to her. And she said, she started her menstrual. I'm like, what is that? My mother never told me.
Wow.
So this is how I find out.
Have the conversation.
You gotta have a conversation.
Please talk to your kids.
You have to go to the dramatic.
Ever since.
Calling 911.
I think that's what started this dramatic part of me that you guys see every now and then. It was that moment, because it was that moment that started all of this.
Yeah, have the conversation.
Please talk to your kids.
Yeah, talk to your kids so that they'll know what's going on.
But they find out by the ambulance.
And can we also just let men know that find someone that you can talk to and find someone that you trust. And when you have questions about your health or things that you want to know, things that you are afraid to know about, find that person in your life that you trust and that you can ask the question, you can talk to, and you feel like that conversation is going to stay right there. And they can lead you to the resources that you need to make sure that you keep your health.
Right.
311 is also a number nationwide that you can call and ask any question you need about whatever, and that resource can get for you.
Right, so they need to just call 311.
Right, call 311. Well, wow, this 2 hours have gone by super quick, and I am so happy that you're here. Both our guests were just phenomenal.
They were both phenomenal.
Men, this is in honor of you. So the information that Deborah was talking about is to help preserve you, because your children need you. Your children want you.
We need you. What if you might be our husbands?
Right, exactly. Don is looking for us.
I'm not really looking. I'm just going to be walking back and forth till you notice me. I'm not really looking.
And here, I'm going to say, from my standpoint, I don't want no broke down man.
No.
So that means I got to go younger, because I ain't doing no broke down man.
Unfortunately, we have to go younger because the men our age aren't taking care of themselves, and all this energy, really?
Well, all of them.
And we have Michael over here going, "Hey, I'm taking care of myself."
Well, let's not put them all in the same basket.
Right, we won't put them all.
Some of them are healthy.
Most of the men I run into
taking care of themselves.
Well, those are the ones that's married. Their wives are taking care of them.
Well,
the wives are making sure they're getting the checkups and all that stuff. We do for single men.
But we also know too that sometimes some of the men who are healthy and they are not married, maybe they've been married before, and maybe they're a little damaged, and we need to.
We don't need men that's been married. We want men with no track record, no kids.
Oh my God.
No ex-wives.
So that's another show.
Listen. I have a whole lot to deal with, and if you already got baggage from your ex, you ain't better handle me. Not at all. All this, I've been saving myself. I mean, not just sexually. I'm talking about in terms of cooking and all that kind of stuff. I got so much I'm gonna lease out of my husband. He got to be ready.
So there you have it. So that's gonna be our next show.
Next week has set the standard for you, so you know what you have to do.
So, wow, guys, we are at the top of our hour. So I got a couple of announcements. Recycling Black Dollars Breakfast Mixer is on Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning at Denny's on Crenshaw. Our guest on Tuesday is going to be Peter Jackson. He's the vice president and branch manager at City National Bank. So come out and find out how you need to get bank loan ready. And then we have Michael Jones, who was the former president, CEO of the Crenshaw Chamber, and he's coming to talk about how to set goals and live in the moment of life. And he's a inspiration and motivational speaker. So come on out, meet us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Recycling Black Dollars monthly breakfast mixer. And
tonight
we got Zumba.
Where are you going to be tonight?
I'm not sure.
You're gonna be with us.
I've just been served.
Okay.
And on Sunday, everybody, I am doing my very first burlesque performance at Crenshaw Yoga and Dance. We're having an all-day dance, free dance, every kind of dance you can possibly imagine. I'm going to be doing that on Sunday, so everybody's invited.
You didn't finish tonight. And you
I'm sorry. Zumba at, tell us again.
I'm going to make you pay.
Okay. Oh, God, that means Monday's going to be hell. So tell us where we're going tonight.
We're going to be tonight doing Zumba. It's a party at 3669 54th Street at Mount Sinai Church. We're doing a fundraiser for a great cause. We're trying to help the homeless people in our community get fresh haircuts and showers and all that good stuff. So come, give your $10, support something that's great, plant a seed in good ground, and then let's dance.
Night. We're going to do
the night away.
The night away. And then on Sunday, can I not talk about the Sunday at Crenshaw Yoga and Dance? So we're going to be there.
You already said that. You're going to repeat that again? You're going to be too tired to go over there.
Right.
And one more shout out for
and we want to make sure that Michael Stone gets all the financing that he needs. He and Nina Womack for Ellen Bond, the secret agent woman, the superhero for that just was awesome, man. I can't wait to read some books about her.
And the company that I'm now a part of, Let's Be Whole, I'll be doing events there. June, Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the 12th through the 12th, 19th, and the 26th. Mental health workouts. No, empowering women to self-defense summer workout series. Did you get that?
I think it's important that women take self-defense. In fact, I think I've mentioned to you guys there should be a self-defense called the high heel lady brigade. Learn how to throw your high heel to take down your perpetrators.
I know karate. It's going to be at the Vision Theater upstairs, classroom 3341 West 43rd Street in Los Angeles. I may be speaking there, so you want to come see me.
And so, Deborah, how do we connect? Is your show? When is your show, and is it accessible to the public?
Yeah, you can live stream it. It's
okay.
KAZI 88.7 FM, and it is .org. www.kazi.org.
And it's
called 88.7 FM, and it's called Health Talk. And I just want to also mention today to everyone who's listening that I came from Texas, and my niece Mona took me to Grill Fresh on Slauson today.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a grill fresh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and I had an excellent meal.
You've never eaten there.
If you want to stay healthy,
I thought it was another.
That's another wonderful place to have a really nice, healthy meal.
Oh yeah,
it was
Grill Fresh
excellent.
is wonderful.
But please tune in to Health Talk, and remember that your health is our community's wealth, and without it, you cannot have anything. You can't do anything.
How long you be here?
I'll be here until Monday morning because I have a show.
After my show, you're leaving after my show.
And I have a show Tuesday morning, so I have to be back for my live show.
But you're gonna be leaving after 11 o'clock Monday because you're on my show on Monday morning.
So you have a show Monday morning?
Yeah, you're gonna come.
Man.
Can you be here? There at 11?
Please don't put me on the spot now. We'll talk after.
She's gonna be on my show.
So you know that's a radio personality.
We'll talk offline.
She's gonna be on my show.
So everyone, dads, we want to wish you an incredible Father's Day. We hope you have a fantastic time with your children. Dads that have not been with your kids, reach out to your children. They need you. And we will see you next Friday, Dawn and I.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
On the Crystal and Dawn show.
At the Business Zone with Crystal, Dawn, and Gilbert. At 3 o'clock next week. Tune in to us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control.